Sorry. We're live. We're live.
Exciting cough to start off the call.
Don't panic. Nobody panic. All right. Happy Sunday, guys. Welcome back to Sisters and Geek Cocktail Hour. Coming at you live from Colorado. We're all back today, and now that we've overcome our technical difficulties, we're ready to rock out for about the next hour. We're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about Deadpool. What else are we going to talk about?
Exploding.
I couldn't hear. I had a weird noise. Sorry.
How dare you? I'm trying to remember what we were going to talk about. We were going to talk about Deadpool.
We were going to talk about Jason Statham. We were going to talk about.
Well, that's important. We definitely have to talk about that.
Recasting in the middle of a movie franchise because of the new Transporter movie. That was one thing.
Yeah.
And another thing was, what were all the things? There were things.
Deadpool trailer.
Deadpool trailer. Oh my God. How did we blank on that?
Deadpool trailer.
Talk about how I'm too old to drink whiskey on Saturday nights and be functional the next morning.
Oh, that's true of all alcohol.
Yes.
Yes.
So here's the funny thing about how interrelated those topics ended up being. The guy that's in the new Transporter movie is the original Dario from Game of Thrones. and
collectively shit dead when he was dead.
He is also in the Deadpool movie. So I thought he looked familiar, and so I looked up his IMDb, and I did. I just started laughing. I was like, that's so appropriate because
he fits all the things we're going to talk about.
And the Transporter movie is a reboot. It's like going back to like the beginning of Frank's story, and
why?
What about Frank's story? No, I just want to see him drive a car and fight people without his shirt on. Why do we have to have like a backstory?
I don't need your plot.
I don't need your plot. What is your plot for? No one watches a Transporter movie for plot, right? I mean, we watch those for Statham. The Statham.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Although, this guy is not unattractive. Like, I'm not gonna, I'll watch the movie.
I don't know if I'll believe the underwriting principle that is in all Jason Statham movies, where you just believe that no matter what, he's gonna do what he wants to do, and all these bad guys just haven't figured it out yet. Like, they think, oh, we can stop him, we can shoot at him, we can electrocute him.
It's not gonna work, man.
It never works. Because he'll kick your ass with a shirt. Like, he'll whip his shirt off and strangle you with it or something like that.
Which is, it's common in action movies, but not, I mean, it gets to the point of ridiculousness in the Jason Statham movies. I mean,
ridiculous.
People thought Die Hard was ridiculous because he walked across, like, broken glass and bare feet, and then, Crank happened, and...
Yep.
We were like, oh, man, no. We were so innocent and pure in our definition of what badass was.
We were young. We were young.
We were so young, and it was the 80s, and it wasn't our fault.
So young, so naive, and now... Well, and now it sets up real unrealistic expectations for me with any movie now, because I'll be like, well, I don't understand why he can't just strangle them with that drop cloth that's on the floor or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And why can't you jump out the window from the third story and just go into the building next door?
Yeah.
That's totally possible. Why?
So plausible. I haven't seen that newest Fast and Furious movie where they like jump the cars from one skyscraper to another. But there was like this
I saw
whole science article about it. It was awesome.
Why were the cars up multiple levels in a skyscraper? Like, how did that...
That's a really good question, and I guess we're going to have to watch the movie.
Megan, you actually had to pay the money and see the movie. They didn't explain that in the in the trailers on TV.
No, and they didn't. I don't think they explained it in this article that I read either. That kind of broke down the physics of it. So I guess
Somebody actually decided to break down the physics of that.
yeah, it was fantastic. I think it was on. I think it was in Slate.
They
And
broke
the
down
scientists.
physics of it, but they didn't explain how the cars.
I know. Like, why are they on the 91st floor of a skyscraper in Malaysia in the first place?
And how did they get there? I mean, did they take the elevator? Was there a car elevator?
I can't. Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure.
It's a mystery.
We're gonna have to get drunk and watch that movie when it comes out on cable or whatever.
That seems fair.
I mean, you can't watch it sober, right?
Yeah. Like,
no, I wouldn't think so. No, I think that would be unadvisable.
Fast and Furious sober, because boy, talk about not having a plot. Talk about a plotless movie. It's a movie about cars that just go places. So yeah.
Places that it doesn't make any sense for them to go.
Cars that go to skyscrapers. I don't get it. I just don't.
I don't think we need to get it. I just.
you know what? I've always understood those movies to the point where they're street racing each other. And then when they get recruited by someone outside to do
And there seems to be some sort of drag racing mafia, but nobody ever really explains how it works.
Only involves cars, like we need car criminals, not regular criminals. That's the part where I always get lost because I'm like, are there really that many car crimes? Like,
I know, it seems, and they break up like these, I don't know, they break up like these international crime rings like just by driving. What? I drive every day, and I've never
foiled an international jewel heist?
Nobody's ever recruited me to break up a crime ring in Venezuela. So I just drive. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It's weird. But I guess if you really like cars, if you're really into cars.
yeah, I mean, I think it's the same thing with the video games. You get to soup up your car, and you get to buy this engine,
Yeah.
you get to change the color, and yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so Deadpool trailer.
Yeah.
Deadpool trailer. I thought it looked awesome. So I don't read the Deadpool comics, so I haven't gotten into that.
Well, I haven't read them in a long time. Like,
Yeah.
Deadpool was like one of my firsts. I mean, after Sandman. Obviously, Sandman is the entry drug for most people our age. But yeah, so after Sandman, I really got into Deadpool, and it's like Spider-Man, but I feel like they're more consistent with his character. So, the reason I like Spider-Man when I like him is because he's a complete smartass.
Yeah.
Like, everything out of his mouth is ridiculous, even in the middle of, like, a boss battle. He's being 12 years old, which he kind of is most of the time.
Right.
I mean, not quite 12, but then you have the serious comics where Spider-Man all of a sudden, like, super serious, and I don't like those. And I feel like Deadpool was pretty consistent in that he's always a smartass. Like,
Yeah.
He's never not gross, he's never not a smartass, and he says the most ridiculous things to bad guys that I feel like a lot of times he gets the initiative back in a fight because everybody's so surprised by what he's saying to them that they're just like, wait, what? And then they're shot in the head. And that actually happened in the trailer, so I was like, wow, that right there, that moment where he surprised all the bad guys by saying something stupid and then shooting them in the head.
Are we back?
Are you back?
Is everything okay?
We just lost you for a minute.
Okay,
Maybe.
but you guys didn't lose connection. That's a good sign.
Nope.
I was worried that because I was the hosting or whatever that it was going to be
Without you.
No, that it was just going to be a blank screen and it was going to be embarrassing.
It still said we were live, so I think it was
Yep.
going. I guess someone can tell us if we weren't. So
Yeah, one of our 0 viewers can totally give us that.
viewers. Woohoo!
Bob liked us. He might be coming.
He's in the car, so he can't
Oh.
watch until he gets home.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to stop calling our viewers by name. That's kind of... have to act like there's so many. We don't.
You're Bob.
So I was out with my old colleagues last night, and just catching up and talking about what we've been doing. And one of the guys that I used to work with was telling me, he's like, yeah, he asked how things were going, and I was like, oh, we did our first broadcast last week or whatever. He's like, yeah, I tried to watch that, but you guys were just kind of yammering a lot at the beginning, and it was really long. Because, like, last week, I think we weren't sure if it was actually broadcasting, so we kind of just,
right.
the first 2.5 minutes, we were like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And but he said he liked it and that we were funny. So.
Some people enjoy our yammer. I don't know what to tell you. Some people are into that. Oh, but so Megan was talking about Deadpool and Deadpool trailer when you did.
I felt like it actually, and there's so many diehard Deadpool fans that I've already run across a couple of comments, not too many, but a couple of comments that are like, this isn't Deadpool. And then they go away, and everybody's like, why?
Why?
I have so many questions.
Just, maybe like point one, come back.
Yeah.
But no, for me, I mean, he was gross, he was disgusting, there were dick jokes, he talked about poop, he was ugly, and
he killed people. I'm sorry, what more do you want from Deadpool?
I know. And he did ridiculous flips that in no way
had anything to do with real life.
I know. Like,
yeah,
you're using a gun, but you have to do like somersaults. But that's cool because that's Deadpool.
Because
so
reason.
Right on.
Yeah, it was pretty great, and I'm excited that it comes out in February because that's my birthday, so you can go make that my excuse to see it.
Deadpool. Birthday Deadpool.
I actually was. Well, I think February is a good time for it to come out too because I think it's gonna, it's gonna be really funny. And February is kind of where movies go to die because the Oscars have just happened or about to happen. So, it's kind of where they just punt a lot of movies that are really boring or really serious.
Yeah. All the serious things just came out.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's February. It's dark like 16 hours a day. Like, give me something hilarious to laugh at. So
yeah.
I'm excited that they made that choice. I think.
Yeah.
And I really, really, really hope, just for the fun and entertainment of it, that they do some Valentine's like date night themed Deadpool trailers because I think those would be brilliant.
People are already making them on the internet.
I'm sure.
Oh, you have to show us if you find some. Link us up.
Okay. But yeah, no, I was really impressed overall because as a Deadpool fan, I was going along and it was like, first the studio said, we want to make it PG-13, which everybody was like, no. You can't clean up Deadpool. I'm sorry.
Movies are for kids.
Yeah, no, Deadpool is not for kids.
No.
Say, not safe
Deadpool
for kids.
Is not for children.
Really, I know you take your kids to everything. Just don't do it. Yeah.
Well, Pook could go, I think, probably. Are you going to let him go?
Oh, yeah, he's a teenager. He can go. Everything's fair game for him now because he's in high school. So, as of tomorrow.
Is he really going to be in high school?
What?
He's really going to be in high school?
Yeah, tomorrow he's going to be in high school. So.
School starts tomorrow. It's August.
I know. And it's early August. It's not even like mid or late August. It's early August. But that's it. I mean, he gets 2 months off in the summer and a week fall break, week spring break, and 2 weeks at Christmas. So that's the 3 months off right there. So.
Yeah, so they just spread it out a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds like it's moving towards a modified year-round.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'll cope. He seems fine with going back to school. He had a fun summer, so.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, he gets to see everything now because high school's fair game for everything, right? Like we let him watch Game of Thrones, obviously. So like I'm gonna be like, you can watch Game of Thrones, but not Deadpool. I don't think.
Yeah, right.
So.
I think watching major characters die and incest, you're good.
Yeah. So much nudity and creepy sex and whatever. I think Deadpool is probably might actually be less heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that that's probably true. I think that that's a fair statement. That
So
It better be.
it'll be
it'll
lighter than Game of. That's their new tagline: Deadpool, not as serious as Game of Thrones.
not as serious. I think it's gonna be great though. It looks great. So I hope that's true. So
Yeah.
we got into a conversation at lunch about the Suicide Squad trailer.
Which you cannot pay me enough money to go
That
see.
doesn't look as good to me.
No.
It does not look
It really doesn't.
good. So
No, it looks like a 90s nostalgia-induced vomit nightmare
don't
to me.
don't sugarcoat it, Carolyn. You should be honest about your feelings here because we're all friends.
Oh,
It sounds like my teenage son is kind of excited about it, and I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, we'll probably go see it because we just go see things, but
that movie seriously looks like Hot Topic vomited, like threw up. That's what that movie looks
it looks like Hot Topic barfed all over the cast. Yes.
Yes.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And then he had like this long convoluted internet theory about like how Joker is not the same Joker as regular Joker. And I was like, these are like internet
that's how you can live with it. I suppose that's fine.
I guess.
It's okay, Mom. It's not a real Joker. It's okay. That makes it up.
I know. The other funny thing he was telling me is that he got in an argument with his dad, who, as you know, is much older. They got in an argument over who was a better Joker, Jack Nicholson or Heath Ledger.
Why are you even comparing those two?
I know. And he was like actually disappointed because his dad, went with the Jack Nicholson, and I was like, I don't even know why you talk about these things at all. I don't know why you do this to yourself. So that was our lunchtime topic of conversation: Jokers and Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I just can't get behind what they've done with Harley Quinn. I mean, I know, everybody likes to reinvent characters, and that's fine, but to me, she just always was so resilient. I mean, she's dating the craziest guy on the planet, and totally okay with it. And then every now and then he does something too crazy, and she just has to kind of bring herself back. Yeah, I don't know. And now it just kind of seems like she's like weird punk emo, doesn't care.
The whole thing is just too emo for me. I just can't even with how much with the gothy emo. Like, I keep expecting like the goth kids from South Park to just show up and take over the movie and like drink black coffee at Denny's and talk about how everything's terrible. Like,
yeah. Well, and that's a really good point because I think what's fun about these characters and what I've always liked is that there hasn't always been like this backstory and this is why she feels this way and this, that, and the other. And
she's just impulsive.
Yeah, there's just a lot of impulse, and that's fun and crazy, and you're just like, bah, and that's kind of what you like.
Like, well, and I feel like by playing up the so like tired, cliched reasons why she would be that way, just
right,
so fucking boring. Like,
well, who cares? I don't care.
Exactly. Well, and I think that's like the gist of it is like.
I mean, I could care, but like I feel like that's a different movie, and that's not what they're making, and so they should stop. I feel like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. Like, we're going to explore her important, dark, psychological backstory, but we're also going to make a fun action-adventure movie about bad guys. Like, you don't get to do both. And, I mean, and, like, you're either going to, take a serious psychological look at Harley Quinn as a character, which I think is an interesting idea, but I don't think you can insert it into the film that it looks to me like they're making.
Right.
I feel like the two things don't go together.
And that's another good point, because I feel like if they didn't tell me it was Suicide Squad, I might be interested in seeing it. Like if these were completely different characters, or if they said this is alternate universe Suicide Squad, I would be like, yeah, okay, cool. But the fact that they're just like, nope, this is it, I don't know. It's not my Suicide Squad.
To be fair, I mean, to go back to beating a dead horse or whatever, I do feel like at the end of the day, it's just the aesthetic of it bothers me so much that I can't get past that to see anything that it could potentially be.
Yeah.
So everything about it that's remotely irritating or bothersome is like magnified a lot for me, because the aesthetic is so off-putting that I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what you're trying to say, because you all look ridiculous, and seriously, like the late 90s and early 2000s called, and they want their bad fashion back. Like
wearing hot pants with a sparkly belt. Like I had an outfit like that for figure skating when I was 13. I mean,
oh my goodness.
Come on. I
want pictures.
And it's so frustrating to me too, because most of the cast is really good, and people that I would genuinely get over a lot of misgivings to see them work, and I'm not gonna, because gross.
Because it just looks gross. And that aesthetic thing, like it carries over into all the DC movies right now. Like they just look so.
Well, it's because Zack Snyder's running the asylum, and his aesthetic is like more like, I want everything to look like it just stepped off the pages of Sin City, but not as good. Like I swear to God, that's his art direction. Like
it's not as good, exactly. And it's all just so dark,
desaturated and dark, but you don't really understand why, and you just get more smoke.
Yeah.
And bad tattoos, and it's just.
Yep,
I know what you mean.
I know so many people who are excited for Batman versus Superman, and I'm like, I can't do it. I need some goddamn color. Like, why is Superman wearing some sort of weird rust-colored outfit? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
I
can't do it, man.
I don't know those people. They must be out there somewhere. I'm like,
several of them are in my office.
I'm gonna go see it because it's a Superman and Batman movie, but I'm not excited about it, and that's just sad.
It is sad. It's sad.
I know I've said this to you guys a lot, but not to everybody else. I just don't understand why we're supposed to look up to these two heroes, but it looks like the entire plot of the movie is that they can't sit down and have a conversation. So instead of having a conversation like, hey,
they can't be fucking adults.
Sorry, I took my epic boss battle right into the middle of the city and, like, kill people. Sorry about that. Instead of having that conversation, they just start a new epic battle, which is probably going to kill some other innocent person, and then they're going to become a superhero, and it's just going to go on forever.
They're just going to ratchet up the body count in a movie where they're angry at each other for ratcheting up the body count. It's like,
wait a second. Can someone just think this through?
Do they not understand irony?
I know. I don't get it. I don't
either.
In the comics, the whole reason, it's just like the Hulkbuster with the Hulk. The whole reason that Batman has a plan for how to take down Superman is because of kryptonite, right? Like, he knows there's a situation where Superman may actually turn. And in the movie, they never mention kryptonite. He doesn't have weird glowy eyes. He's not talking weird. So I'm just like, but you just took out the whole reason why Batman versus Superman usually goes down.
Yeah.
Pardon me, I'm going to eat some veggie chips.
Yum. I got veggie chips at the store earlier.
They're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're totally on track. We're totally on track.
No, I know. Yeah, I'm depressed about it, and don't even get me started on Wonder Woman because it makes me sad.
What's the only thing about Wonder Woman that gave me hope? She was on several panels at Comic-Con, and she was freaking rockin' awesome.
She's an awesome actress. Like, I feel if anyone can pull it out of the ashes, she can. But it's an uphill battle. Right?
I'm not worried about her performance. I'm worried about how much is she going to be relegated to a tiny, teeny, tiny role. Like, I mean, have we basically seen her entire role in the trailer where she just is like, I'm going to jump on things?
That's my concern, too. Like,
is she going to do anything? Like, and they're having trouble keeping directors attached to the standalone film because of whatever reasons that we don't really know. But I don't worry about her ability to do it because she was super awesome in every interview I've seen with her, and she's really coming at the role with a good sense of the history and the importance and the respect that role deserves, and she really seems to understand the pressure that's on her. So I have every hope that she's going to do the absolute best with what she's given. My concern now is what she's going to be given.
Right. Exactly.
I'm worried it's going to be nothing.
And we had said that when we first saw the trailer. We're like, is that
it?
10 seconds in the trailer? Is that going to be it? Because I wouldn't be surprised.
And no, I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't be surprised. It was like
Wonder Woman is actually just a cameo.
She's gone.
She's going to land, level something, and leave.
Seriously. Yep, pretty much. That's
She's going to walk in, look at the disaster situation happening, and be like, nope.
And I'm out. You menfolk have made a mess, and I'm not going to clean it up for you again.
I'm not doing it.
I am going back to my island of Amazon.
And feminist and amazing, but that probably means it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Wonder Woman, check it out. I got my new red shelf. Woo, there's a red shelf.
Red shelf is pretty great.
Wonder Woman is right up there.
Nice.
I know.
Did you get her framed?
She's framed. I'm sorry. She's harder to see than I thought she'd be, but she's framed, and she's got a little.
It looks all weird on our screen now because I'm staring at the tiny.
This looks like so good with my red shelf, but I didn't have room to.
Where did you get the frames?
Put her on top of IKEA. They're from IKEA.
So I have to go to IKEA.
They were
because I have all my awesome Comic-Con stuff that I have to frame and figure out what walls I'm gonna put it on.
They don't have a frame size that's exactly right for those, but if you just lay them on top of the mat, then they fit in there really well and they look really nice. So
I can make Ryan do it for me. He's really good at that.
Yeah. So, Exploding Kittens. You got Exploding Kittens finally.
Yeah.
How was it?
You finally got to play last night. How'd it go?
Played last night.
So here are some of the example cards that I think are really cute. I like Beard Cat. It's just like, for a second, you're like, why does this beard have a tail? And then you're like, wow, there's a whole cat in there. So basically, it's a really good, like, you don't have to worry about taking it seriously. Like, a lot of the gaming groups I play with, we can play a very serious game and kind of get upset with each other, and we're kind of going to murder each other, and we can't play another serious strategy game right after that. And I think this is a really great, like, diffusion game for the group, like, because at least for all of us, we didn't really care who was winning. Like, we wanted to win, and we were really trying to win, like, and we were completely screwing each other over all the time. But then as soon as we lost, we were like, okay, I'm going to go get another beer. And then I'm going to make fun of you two while you... Yeah, there was a fun moment last night where Dennis had been a gentleman all night long and wasn't putting... There's a point when you get an exploding kitten that you can put it back in the deck wherever you want. And the next player has to choose whether they trust you or they shuffle. And for me, I shuffled for everybody. I was like, you're
I would too. No, there's no trust at this table.
Put it right on top. But Dennis was being a total gentleman and never gave it to Amy.
He wasn't being a gentleman, Megan. He was being Canadian.
Or married. I don't know, one of these things.
He's having a wedding in a week, so he's like...
That's true.
Nice.
No, then there was a moment in the night where Amy just straight up, as soon as she had the chance, when it was just the two of them, like, battling out for the end of the game, just put it right on top. And Dennis trusted her and just picked it up. And I was like, Dennis, Amy is not you. Amy will put it on top. But yeah, he was so hurt. He was like, I can't believe it. Yeah.
That's
That's still very, very fun. And the way it works is if you just keep exploding kitten, then you just keep putting them back in the deck. So as the deck gets lower and lower and lower, it just becomes more like just complete chaos.
More kittens, yeah.
Yeah, it's like down to 2 cards, and one of them is an exploding kitten, and you're just like, well.
I got a 50-50 shot at this. I can't wait to play it. I was too much going on this week. I was way too tired on Friday, but
No. Yeah, we'll totally get to it, because, I mean, this is an easy one. This is a good drunk game, too.
if it's an RPG one and it's a good drunk game, I might actually play it.
Well, I feel like, I think it's not at all the same game, but I feel like in terms of, it reminds me a lot in terms of the audience it's going for, a lot of Cards Against Humanity. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, they're not safe for
you're
work.
not in it to spending 4 hours on a strategy game with setup and blah, 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 blah. Like, here's a game that you can play in 45 minutes. Like, you don't really have to. You can think exactly as much as you want to think, and you can care exactly as much as you want to care. And
actually, a lot of people have been saying if they just use the regular deck and not the not safe for work, that it's perfect for kids because that's the game attention span that kids have too. It's like
Exploding Kittens?
Yeah, because I mean it takes like 20 minutes.
Like, there's not a safe for work edition of Cards Against Humanity. What are you talking about?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's a good comparison in terms of the adult audience, but there's also like a lot of kids that are loving it. Like, but
well,
yeah,
I mean,
the gross part.
you take out the funny things with the kittens and everything. The basic rules remind me a lot of Uno, which is a game that kids really, really like and can pick up really, really quickly across a lot of age groups.
That's what it was sounding like a little bit to me too. Was like Uno. Yeah.
No, and there is like a mechanism, like you can use nope cards to keep people from doing things against you. So they're like, I attack you. And then you're like, nope. And then they can nope. And then you can nope. And then they can nope. And it just gets out of hand. And it's like when you're talking to a 3-year-old and you're like, no. And they're like, no. And you're like, no.
That's funny.
I think we may have lost Carolyn.
Yeah, she looks frozen again. Her face is frozen.
Oh my God, when are we going to get that word back? Because whenever anybody says frozen, I get the songs in my head instantly.
Immediate songs. I know. Or if somebody says the phrase, let it go, and I'll just immediately appear into song lyrics in my head. So, and it's funny because I think people think that that's like the exclusive domain of parents of young children, and it's like, no, it's everyone. What? Everyone feels that way now.
Are you kidding me?
Everyone is going through that in the culture for the rest of all time.
I was watching it late on HBO or whatever pay channel it was on, and there was like an automatic thing afterwards. Oh yeah, she's back with a minion.
She's back with a minion.
I decided that whenever I have technical difficulties, Minions is gonna dance.
That totally makes sense.
So honestly, I think the issue is the room that I'm in. So I'm gonna have to put the internet
bad in there.
Well, I'm in the guest room, and oh, matching minions.
I don't have a minion.
Minion. That.
No minion. No minion.
I think they were like super cheap on Amazon. I could totally get you one.
And I think we just lost her again. She's frozen.
Goodness.
I'll have to.
Now I have the songs in my head again.
Oh wait. I don't know. We got our internet, like, they came to do things to our internet today, and so apparently it's running better, but I don't see that. Like, I was having a hard time going from page to page, so we'll see.
Well, you know what, mine, it's the Wi-Fi. It's not the actual signal anymore, although it used to be everything.
Yeah.
And I just have a thing that's really old. But yeah, so with the Frozen thing, they were doing a making of, and I guess up until a week, they were just gonna skip ahead. They weren't gonna have like, do you want to build a snowman? They were gonna cut that out, and I was like, how confusing would that be though? to just be like, la la la, we're playing, and then now we're super old and we hate each other.
Yeah.
Like, how do you handle that? I mean, it was a rough transition even with that song.
Yeah.
I was frustrated that you couldn't just smack their heads together and be like, look, you're making a big deal.
Yeah. She was, well, and that whole sequence was the part that I love in that movie, really. That made me be like, oh, it's such a great movie about sisters and blah, blah, blah. So.
Oh, yeah. It was very, as a younger sister, it was very younger sistery. Like, why don't you want to hang out with me?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah. I think she's coming back, maybe. She joined the call. Come back, Carolyn. Come back with that minion again.
Oh, nope, she disappeared again.
We're gonna get this right by like the third or fourth time. Like it'll be easy. We'll be all good at it. So
I think she's back.
Is she back?
She's back. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna have to try a different room next week, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever.
This is
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I need like internet that doesn't suck.
Oh yeah, but the other thing that was amusing me this week was the amount of times that someone on Twitter or Facebook or the internet in general just starts recasting a show or a movie or something in their head. And then the entire collective internet goes, oh my god, why are they recasting this character? And everybody freaks out. And it's this big...
You're like, no, I was just talking.
person, like, and they thought, like, you know, because there's a lot of people who just do that anyway. Like, they'll cast books.
It's called fantasy casting. It's fun.
And it's something that people do, but then there's this whole other part of the internet that doesn't understand that. And anytime there's anything, and for me, I'm like, if that was actually happening, like Entertainment Weekly and all those other things on your feed would be exploding. Like, you would not be able to go 5 feet on the internet without seeing it. So why do you see this random person on Twitter? Like, why do you think that they have some sort of inside track on the Avengers?
Yeah, they're not. They don't work for Entertainment Weekly. They don't know. They're not somebody's agent.
It's funny. It's funny. It's still hilarious what people believe on the internet. It's like,
but it makes trolling almost just too easy. You know, you just, is it worth it?
What was the one on Facebook that was going around this week? Not with casting, but like the thing with the 2 moons. You're gonna see 2 moons, but one of them's Mars. Nope, it's not frickin' Tatooine. It's not real. It's not real, you guys. Oh, that one's been driving me nuts all week, and so many people post it, and it makes me sad. But I had a friend this morning that posted one that had like 15 moons, and it was all like, there's going to be 15 moons in your imagination because you're gullible and believe everything you read on the internet. So that was funny. I liked that. But yeah, no, there was one that really rankled you. It had something to do with Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah. So
casting Hawkeye.
Hawkeye is on a movie-to-movie deal, right? So he's definitely going to be in the one that they're filming right now, like Civil War, but the next one, they don't have him locked in yet. Like, he's not contracted, but that's how it's been all along. Like, I mean, so they have been renegotiating every time, and that's fine, because, you know, when he started out, he wasn't a nobody, but he really was, like, one of the smallest acting careers of the cast members. So it was important for him to be needed and get more money boosts and stuff like that, which almost backfired because they actually almost did recast him after the first movie. They were talking about it. But yeah, so people on the internet are like, well, if he doesn't sign back up, then who do we want for Hawkeye? But that would always be in the thing. Like, well, if they don't get him, you know, if he's busy or whatever, but everybody would be like, oh my god, they're recasting Hawkeye. And they would read the tweet that would say, if they can't get him. And they would be like, oh my god, they're doing it.
Who were people even saying? Like, who do people want as Hawkeye if they don't get Jeremy Renner? Did anybody have good ideas?
Oh no, I hated all of them. I hated all of them.
Nobody had good ideas.
Carolyn's like, no. The internet has no good ideas.
Well, and because how do you replace Jeremy Renner? Like, he's just too cool. You can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much I missed while my internet was down, but like this whole thing with Renner getting recast is because he only signs for what, one movie at a time now?
Yeah.
Like, the dude is a huge movie star with a massively complex career. Like, I wouldn't sign on for 17 Marvel movies either.
Yeah. No.
Well, and honestly, everybody else is phasing out too. So if he signed for too many, then he'd be the only original cast member left, and there'd probably be tons of articles then about, well, why did he stay? Is he desperate? So, like, he's messed up either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't win, really. Sorry, I'm back in the crappy broadcast location of crappiness with the glare and the horribleness. I kept losing my internet connection.
Stupid
internet. Why do we have to rely on technology and things?
I don't understand why we have so many signal issues in that room. It's not like it's going very far.
I don't know.
It's the only room in the house that I've had problems in, and it's closer to the router than the living room.
Yeah. We have issues in our bedroom. It gets weak in the bedroom, but it doesn't cut out, but it's weak.
You have issues in your bedroom?
We have issues in our bedroom.
Sorry.
So many issues in there. No. We don't. So, internet issues, people. Jeez.
She'd like to be very clear.
Can't take you guys anywhere.
Yep.
No, you definitely shouldn't be taking us on the internet. I don't know what we were thinking.
What we were thinking. But yeah.
Did we cover all the stuff?
I think we did. I think so. I think those were the things.
Yeah, those were the main things. We were going to talk about the things that we love that other people hate, but...
Oh, we can do that next week because that's a long conversation.
Yeah, that's going to be like, that could be a whole week by itself, really.
I think that could be a whole hour. And maybe people can suggest things, so...
Ooh, and I want to do the opposite, too, because there's some stuff that everybody else loves, and I'm like, you're stupid.
Yeah. Oh, God, no. I think that could be a whole additional hour, really.
Just this morning, I offended you and another good friend with hating Contact. I didn't know people liked that movie.
Who did you offend? You didn't offend me. Or did you offend Megan?
Yeah, Megan was like...
Yeah, I just was like, fun friend.
And then my friend Kamo was like, that's one of my favorites, and it got me really into the book, and I was like, oh, God, I hate it. Anyway.
When that...
I've only seen it twice. I don't think I really have an opinion on it.
When that thing came out, it was like, Carl Sagan was my hero, Carl Sagan had died, and that thing can do no wrong because of those two things. So I think if it came out today, I'd be like, what piece of crap is this?
I think I look at it too much as a movie and not as Contact and Carl Sagan. I look at it too much as like, this actor over here is doing this and it's bad, and this yeah.
Well, and for me, I just love the beach scene. Like when she actually goes through.
Yeah, that's cool. That is actually cool.
The entire build-up and the awkward romance and whatever, like that's worth it all.
Yes.
Yeah. I still don't understand why every plot needs someone who's gonna blow something up. I don't understand that, but movies.
That was weird.
Because that wasn't in the book, right?
I don't think so. No.
I don't think so. I think that subplot was not part of the original book, no.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so that's a teaser for next week when we can talk about...
God, why am I yawning? This is embarrassing. It's probably because of all that whiskey I drank last night.
Oh, do you think it's the whiskey? It could be the whiskey. Could be.
I blame you. I blame Connor and I blame Steve. They made me drink whiskey, and by made me, I mean bought it for me and put it in front of me.
It's always dudes that make you drink whiskey, too.
Dangerous.
And you want to hang, you want your buddies to think you're cool, so you're like, yeah! And then...
Yeah, mm-hmm.
And then no more whiskey for a long time.
I didn't didn't have that much. I had one whiskey, but it's like it's lingering, man.
Yeah. Maybe you just didn't sleep well enough. I didn't get any sleep last night, so.
It's been a couple of days of rough sleep. It's embarrassing to admit, but my legs hurt so much from our stupid fire drill that they're waking me up in the middle of the night. That's so embarrassing.
What floor are you guys on? Didn't you have a ton of?
Oh, we're on the 40th.
Yeah, that's a long way down.
Yeah.
That's a long way down. So.
So it was actually, I think, 42 flights because there's down to the first floor and then there's another flight or 2 flights down to the exit at the actual street level.
No, ever since I broke my ankle, I have a really hard time, and we're only on the 5th floor, but the building guy comes up and warns me so that I can take the elevator down before the alarm goes off. Like, it's going to go in like 10 minutes, and because it hurts.
That is a good building guy.
Yeah,
41 floor,
one of our guys
more than 5.
Walking boot right now, and they actually exempted him. He was like the only person who didn't have to go.
Yeah.
Because he was actually in a cast on crutches.
No, we had a real fire drill when I was in my walking boot, and I had to go. Like, there was no choice then. So, woo!
Oh, you mean like they thought there might actually be a fire?
Right, it was like an actual fire alarm. Yes.
Yeah. No, then you suck it up.
Not a drill. I think I said drill. I meant actual alarm. Anyway.
Thanks for listening to us go crazy.
Riveting discussion today, guys. You know, we'll get more practice or whatever.
We'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week. I will have a better internet connection next week.
Oh,
hopefully.
Except next week I'm in Canada.
Oh, that's right.
Well, should we skip next week, or should Shannon and I do it by ourselves?
We'll figure it out.
Okay, we'll decide later.
We'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
We might do it another night when she gets back. There we go.
Awesome choice.
All right.
Have fun in Canada.
Yeah.
Bye, Internet.
Bye, Internet.
Bye.